Cancerians, thank you for the wake-up call. Golden egg. Nobody else has gotten this today. I can't remember the last time I pulled this in a reading, so amazing. First of all, do you remember when I saw that creature from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and how they were obsessed with everything shiny and golden and precious? I saw the gold coins and he got the golden egg. I was so here for it. So this is so auspicious. I can't even tell you, but I'll endeavor to. So the circle at the top here resembles, is a sign of spirit. This is spirit coming in. This is the major arcana of all major arcanas. This is a spirit key, which it's interesting because we were talking about that feeling, that sense that there is a divine factor or a divine hand at play in the mix in your situation coming up here, and to allow yourself to be moved because where you're going to end up is so exquisite. You know, golden egg also equates in part to a sort of Two of Cups energy because it speaks of a pure, unadulterated love. Right? So this is really, really beautiful. You know, I feel like we are looking at a series of major life events. Moving to a new home, getting engaged, getting married, conceiving a child, the birth of a child, manifesting something, a contract or an agreement that you've wanted for a long time, meeting someone that is the perfect counterpart to you romantically or work-wise. This is that kind of big level life-changing event. It feels like that. But it does feel like, yes, it's with divine timing, but there is a sense of allowing yourself to be moved. Because where you are, there's a shift that wants to happen so that you're in alignment for this. Does that make sense? It feels that way. And it's really exciting, Cancers. It's really, really exciting. Let's see what's going on. Oh, really? Oh, really? So you got a major arcana here right off the top with the Magician. Could not be better, more on the nose. Again, more gold, another golden coin like I saw in that pouch of the creature from Fantastic Beasts. I'm here for it. There's also some lightning here. You know, the Magician is very much about co-creating with the universe. It's about knowing that you have all the tools at your disposal to create the life that you envision and you desire. It's really about acknowledging that and then picking up the tools and using them, right? But this is about the spark of inspiration bridging into the intent, right? So let's talk about manifestation. Let's talk about it. Manifestation, in my experience and from everything that I've learned, begins with the spark, right? The idea, the inspiration, right? Then once you've got that flame lit, then you fuel it with intention. You feed that flame. Ooh, let me think more about this. What might this be? What could that look like? What could I do with this? Which leads to divinely inspired action. Okay, flame is lit. It's put on the, starter fuel of intention. Now, okay, I'm getting inspired to take this action, to reach out to this person, to apply for this grant, to whatever, ABCXYZ, to look at this home listing, whatever it is. And then after you take the divinely inspired action, you step away, you release any attachment to any timing or specific outcome of any sort, and trust. Let the universe deliver to you the order that you have placed. That is how manifestation works, right? Inspiration, intention, action, release. It's a bit counterintuitive, right? It's a bit like, you want me to just release and step back and be okay with whatever happens after I put all this time, money, energy, emotion into this thing. But that is truly how it works. We got to step back and give it air and space to breathe and work for us, right? It's really beautiful that you're getting this manifesting energy in, and then we've got this lightning here. It's literally like spirit and the universe coming in to ignite this for you. It's really something else. Also raccoon energy as well. Raccoons are all about resources, and they always have everything that they need because everywhere they look is a potential. I just got shivvies. There's something in that for you. Everywhere that a raccoon looks is potential. You know that saying, like, one person's junk is another person's treasure? That is raccoon energy all day. It's really about, I see potential everywhere I look, right? I see the potential. Oh, weird. There's a group of you guys that are going to be going into a new house or looking at houses or even an office building, but it's somewhere where you're going to be and going, I see the potential in this. Let's buy it as is. Or even a person who on the surface is, it's a bit like, I don't know, they live really far from me. I don't know if that's a good move, or I don't know, But you're like, I see the potential. That's what this feels like. I see the potential. I see the potential. Or it could be a relationship you're already in. You're like, you know what? I see the potential. It doesn't matter if anyone else does. I see the potential. There's something in that. Wow. Three of Wands. This is really, really beautiful. So remember, the wands rule the realm of the actions that we do or don't take around the work that we love to do or our relationships, right? So let's talk about the two of wands before we talk about the three. So the two of wands is about the foundation. It's about the foundation building. And in terms of when we talk about manifestation, this is brilliant and right on point with that. So the two of wands is about the aspects or the points in terms of the steps of manifestation, where it's the first three steps, right? It's inspiration, intention, action. Those are the two of wands. The third wand comes in when we step away, release control, and just focus on what our foundation is and trust that help is on the way, or that, the opportunities are going to come, or that whatever it is going to help. And then remember what I said, the divine had a place in this and its hand was in it. And it was like a hand coming up from the air. And then we have this bird flying in with this wand. Hello. Three of wands is about other people stepping up to help you, to fund you, to support you. If you're looking, let's just go with this home thing. You guys are also Cancer, so you're the sign of the home and the hearth. Also, your ruling planet is the moon, and we have two moons here as well. So it's really beautiful. But let's say, for example, that you are looking at a new home, but you're having trouble finding one, you're not sure, and it's been a struggle, and then suddenly you get like a random message, a Facebook message or something, saying like, hey, did I see that you were like looking for a house? Did you post something about that? Because there's my next door neighbor's house, like just a for sale sign just went up, but I think it's going to go quickly. I can arrange a first viewing for you. Do you want to? It's stuff like that. But I'm hearing a part of that is sounding the call, putting out there. Part of that divinely inspired action could be getting the word out about what you're wanting to manifest. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's like, manifest from that private place. But what I'm hearing with the three of wands, this is the key of the benefactor coming in to help you, right? So even if you don't announce it to other humans, definitely with the universe, setting that intention, like, I'm asking for divine help and guidance. I'm asking for a boon. I'm asking for help. I'm asking for inspiration. I'm asking for movement forward in my relationship, in my job, in my personal growth, in my health, whatever this is. It's like divine spark of inspiration, building the foundation, help arrives, right? It's beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see what else is going on. Right. That was kind of loud. Sorry. I kind of like slammed that deck down. So here we have the High Priestess. We're just talking about the moon. This is so beautiful. So the High Priestess is all about your intuition. This is such a Cancerian feel right now with this like, starry sky and the moon. It's all about your intuition. It's really about going inside of yourself to seek the answers and the illumination that is only available as a result of going inward, right? Now, what's fascinating about this as well, your ruling planet as a Cancer is the moon, right? The moon is a symbol and holds the energy of what? Psychic ability and intuition, right? So within that, as a Cancerian, I'm sure you know this, you're naturally intuitive, and you're probably, especially if you're watching this, drawn to the esoteric in some way, shape, or form, or at least a vague appreciation or amusement, right? So there's something in this that's really saying, if you can really take your energy and your focus and point it inwards and really work with your inherent intuition during this time, it is going to absolutely result in the change of your landscape. And I feel like that is quite literal with that tornado moving around and placing you, right? There's also another energy with this high priestess with the bat here as well. You know, bat energy is death energy, Scorpio energy, which speaks of endings, new beginnings, and transformation. I feel like there is something about your situation that needs to end or will transform as a result of this new reality coming your way. There's something about that for you. Transformation, acceptance, willingness, openness. Something about that for you. And it's really beautiful. I also feel like there's an aspect of patience that wants to be remarked on here. Like you've been patient. So it's coming around. It's really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. Let's get some advice, shall we? Oh, wow. Ooh, look who's on the bottom here. High Priestess. Hello. Okay. Wow. So your advice is strength. This makes a lot of sense. When we open with a meditation of a tornado, aka like, you know, Wizard of Oz reality, like spinning things around and relocating you, this makes sense. Your advice is strength. So strength is about, you know, love over fear. That's it. Your advice is to make more love-based choices over fear-based choices. And within doing so, show yourself and others an endless amount of compassion, because deer energy is very much about compassion. And I always think of Brene Brown when I pull this key, especially in this deck. And, you know, she says, and in her book, Daring Greatly, actually, that feels like a recommendation for you. Daring Greatly by Brene Brown is a book recommendation for you, Cancer, if you're not already familiar. She says that true strength is vulnerability. And that is doe energy all day long, right? I feel like this is a special message too with the deer medicine for someone, but true strength is vulnerability, right? True strength is allowing yourself to be soft and be seen and be vulnerable. It's so, so true. And it's also, and you know, mind the pun here, being vulnerable is also very endearing to others around you. So there's something about that for you. But again, the fact that this is coming up like as your advice, love over fear every time. And it's interesting because remember we got a Two of Cups energy with this golden egg here as well, which is about love and partnership and, you know, that spirit aspect of it as well, which is all about divine love. It's interesting. But also it takes a certain amount of strength to know that you are in the midst of change and transition, and to be gracious and calm and trust that everything is as it's meant to be along the way, right? It's also, I feel like these are related as well, where you're really being called to really stay in your knowing that you are really held in the hand of spirit and the divine during this time. And you are being aligned within these intentions that you have already sent out into the universe. So just allow it to happen, right? We set an intention, we take action, then things start to shift, and it can be a bit scary. It can feel a bit sudden. We can feel a bit like, oh God, why this way? Why now? But I'm really hearing within this to just trust the process and allow yourself to be moved. All right, let's get an oracle. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Oracle for Cancers. Oh, so here for it. Oh, it's so perfect. Okay. So we have Lady of the Mirror, reflection, non-judgment. This is so perfect with your advice. So with reflection, non-judgment, the Lady of the Mirror, this is also very much an aspect of like the High Priestess and the moon energy and the golden egg with the Two of Cups, because there's an aspect of reflection that goes on with that sense of partnership and alignment, right? But with reflection and non-judgment, that's really allowing yourself not only to make more love-based choices over fear-based choices, but also to accept the way that things are, accept people for who they are, without wishing they were different or seeking to change them. without seeking to change your situation, without seeking to change your response to your situation, whatever that is for you. And I want to speak a little bit more about this non-judgment aspect. We were talking about when you embrace this dear energy, having access to more compassion and understanding, right, through that vulnerability lens than you would otherwise. So what's really interesting with that here is that during this time, we always want to say especially, but especially for you right now, it's curiosity over judgment, right? Which is also feeling like High Priestess to me. Curiosity over judgment, right? So regardless of what happens, by the way, 2 8s here, 4 and 4 is 8, and the strength key is number 8. So in any given situation, if instead of we're going, why did you do that? Or why did that have to happen that way? Or why isn't this moving along in this timing or whatever it is? Like, with that judgment, it's like, oh, let me get curious about this, right? Because curiosity breeds solutions. It really, really does. I wonder why this might be delayed. And I wonder if it's delayed, then what might that, mean for me in this other context? Maybe it'll, I wonder if I landed somewhere different, how would that feel? And then what would I do if that went through? And then, right, it's allowing the questions to lead to other questions from a place of curiosity and non-attachment. That's really what I'm feeling for you guys. We want things to be a certain way in the timing that we want them in. That's just, it's part of the human experience. We want what we want and we want it now, bruise us all, right? It's that kind of energy. So within that, with the Lady of the Mirror, reflection, non-judgment, you are really being called to trust the process, allow yourself to be moved, and know, and this is so, so strong, I'm telling you, you are being so divinely supported right now that it's oftentimes when you have the most divine support that you can't necessarily see the forest through the trees, but that's when you have the most support, funnily enough, right? It's when you really, really need it. There's a quote, and I can't think of the origin of it, but wait a minute. It's from the Tudors. Okay, so the Tudors was is a series on Showtime about Henry VIII. Anyway, in the first season, Catherine of Aragon, Henry's first wife, he's basically left her. He's taken up with Anne Boleyn. He's trying to get the church to grant him a divorce, exciting times. And she's talking to, I think, one of her advisors or something. He's saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that this is happening. Are you okay? And she goes, she was a very religiously devout woman, very Catholic. And she said, you know what? I'm so happy because I can feel God so much more. I can feel God more closely to me than I can when I'm happy, because it's when I'm at my lowest that I can feel God's presence the most. Right? That's what she says. I mean, in a nutshell. And there's something about that for you coming through that says, like, in a time where things are shifting and the universe is working with you and placing you elsewhere in order to align you, sometimes you got to trust being in the middle of the tornado, not knowing where you're going to land, but really having faith and tapping into your intuition to know the truth that you are going to land exactly where you're meant to. And that's basically what it is. It's not always easy, Cancers, but your intuition is going to be your best friend in terms of knowing without necessarily being able to see it at the same time, right? But it's really beautiful, Cancers. You absolutely got this. And be kind and gentle with yourself and the timing of things and others as well, right?